My first guest is a San Diego entrepreneur who has effectively changed her life with her business and is ready to help you change yours. Please help me welcome Faith Anderson. Hi Faith, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So good, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I love how the stars have totally aligned and social media connects us in so many ways, and that is how we met you. So really excited to share a little bit more about you. But first, you have to share a fun fact with us. So what's something that people may not know about you?
May not know. I used to be petrified of heights until I jumped out of a plane at 13,000 feet.
You did it?
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I've been skydiving. It is like a total game changer. Did you
Yeah.
just feel like you could do anything in the world after
Yeah,
that?
started zip lining, started doing a lot of more crazy things,
Yeah.
hiked cows to the top.
Oh my gosh. So tell me, in that moment though, what made you go, I'm gonna overcome my fear, I'm gonna jump out of an airplane?
Because it's fun.
You were just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
That I'm so proud. That is so impressive. Most
Yeah.
people are too scared to do something like that, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you and your business, but first I want to
Yeah.
start with your background because you have an incredible story, and I want to make sure that we share that and get people up to speed with the challenges that you've really overcome in your life to get you to where you are today.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Sure. So I'm originally from Buffalo. I've
Okay.
been in San Diego 12 years. I came for vacation, fell in love, rented a place on the 5th day, and drove back 3 weeks later and sold everything.
I love it.
I came here, decided I wanted to do something different besides real estate, and so I went back to school to work with animals.
Okay.
Became a registered vet tech and supervised neurology at a specialty hospital. Fast forward to 4 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident and had a brain injury and a lot of disc issues in my neck and lower back, a lot of health challenges. And then 3 years ago, I almost died. So my immune system completely shut down. My kidneys were failing, my liver was failing, and was diagnosed with a bunch of autoimmune diseases, including lupus.
Oh my gosh. And you're how
Yeah, it was
old
crazy.
at this point?
I was 40.
40 years
39,
old. Like
yeah.
you should not be going
Yeah.
through all of this.
Yeah,
So-
just before 40. It's a great time, right?
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
what happened next? How did you change your life?
Yeah, so I was bedridden, out on disability, and one day I was just like, God, universe, whoever's out there, if I can just go outside and sit in the grass and put my feet in the grass and have the sun touch me, I swear I'll take this and do something with it to help people.
Wow.
And I crawled outside, I sat in the grass, and then I went back inside, prayed and meditated, and I started my health journey from there. Just started really working on mindset, nutrition, getting to the root of the diseases and not just treating all the symptoms.
Okay.
At that time I was on 13 meds. They were going to start chemo, and I was like, no, you're not. And
Oh
I
my
just took my health back.
Gosh. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you are at an all-time low at this point. I mean, you're thinking, where do I go from here?
Right.
What made you go within versus like listening to the doctors, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're so conditioned to take that at face value, but you said, I think I can do this myself, and you went inward to look at your health and nutrition.
Yeah.
What made you think that way?
I don't know, it's just a bigger calling. I knew I was meant to be here for a reason. I knew my story and what I was going through. I've always been such a positive, strong person through my childhood and childhood trauma, and I was just like, there's something better out there, but other people need to hear this too.
Yeah.
Because they're not as strong as me, and they haven't done the mindset work and the self-development that I did prior to the accident. And so I just really found a calling inside of me, which also keeps me accountable to help others with their health in all aspects, and in turn it helps me too. So
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay, so I'm a mindset freak, and I just want to know, like, what is the one thing as far as your mindset that has changed your life? Like, what is your perspective that has helped you so much?
Just being really aware of being fearful, and that it's just my body's mechanism trying to keep me safe and just to push through it no matter what.
That's right.
And it's really not scary
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's scary until you address it, until you face it. And
Yeah.
then it's amazing what even just calling it out and identifying it, there's like a release that happens.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's
not
like
so-
it's like a childhood. I call it, okay, Samantha, I'm safe, cool, thanks, and
yes,
bye,
exactly.
and release it. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. So this has got you on your health journey, your wellness journey. You've got your mindset right, and that's how you got into your nutrition business initially,
Correct.
right? Tell
Yep.
us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I did that for 28 months. I started doing a ton of research on diet, nutrition. I really wanted to treat things not with medication. And not that I was completely holistic, but at the same time, like I understood that my body needed something.
Yeah.
And so I started doing a ton of research about the anti-inflammatory diets, the keto diet, and I kind of fell on the ketones, which put you in ketosis
Yep.
instead of the diet. I couldn't do the diet at the time because of my liver and kidney issues, and so my doctor said, if you can supplement, we're all for it. So I started doing that, and little by little, I just started my brain health. It was right away. I had mental clarity, and I could think, and I wasn't foggy anymore, and I'd been foggy for so long with the brain injury. And then I started noticing I'm not in pain every day. I had been in pain from 19 to 40 every single day.
My gosh.
My first back injury, I dislocated my hip when I was 19 and herniated my L5S1 in my back. So yeah, to just have quality of life back. And then that's where I saw the bigger picture of helping others, like how many people have chronic pain, how many people deal with illnesses, how many people identify as their illness. And I'm just such a stand that we're not our illness, we're not our diagnosis, you're not your circumstance, and you can really rise above and have anything that you want in your life.
And at any time in your life, right? Like no matter where you are, there is always a starting place to begin and just really change for the better.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. So fast forward a little bit more and we get to the present day. And tell us about this training business that you essentially stumbled upon, right?
Correct, yeah.
And get us up to speed how that's really affected your life.
Yeah,
as well.
So I stumbled upon it. I met my best friend Andrew. He came up to my table at a gym event and we started chatting. And he shared with me what he did, and he's a day trader, and I was like, oh, you just make money? How inspiring is that, helping people make money?
Yeah.
And he's like, Faith, if I don't help people make money, they can't buy your product. And it really made me start to think of how many times I heard I don't have money, and it broke my heart. People would start feeling better, they would get their health back, but then they couldn't afford the supplements, and they would get sick again. And I would watch them with back issues and just not happy. So I really found a bigger mission of not just focusing just on fitness and nutrition, which I love fitness. I work out all the time. I train 3 times a week. Like, I'm very much into that as well now because I can.
Yeah.
But just,
and it's holistic, right? Like that's just a piece of the puzzle, essentially.
Yeah, and I really saw a bigger vision, a much bigger vision than what I was doing, of helping people grab their financial health back, which is part of health. You know, there's fitness, nutrition, finance, mindset, and environmental, your work and your job environments, and who you're around all the time. So I just found it a much bigger mission to help people because it all stems to finance. People can't afford to take care of themselves, and I really want someone to be happy and free and take their family on vacation or go out to a fancy dinner with their wife or their husband and not have to worry about money. Because it's it burdens so many families and so many people, and especially here.
Oh my gosh, sure. And I find, it's that keeping up with the Joneses, you see what everyone else has, and then you're like, your mindset can suffer as a result of that, and then it's this loop you catch yourself in because of your mindset is also not right. And so it's just amazing how all of that affects so much of who you are, and if you just have one little puzzle piece out of place, it can totally derail you. So you really are taking this holistic approach, and I love that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about if somebody wants to get involved with the day trading, if that seems totally overwhelming, if they know nothing about it, let us in. What should we know?
Well, you should know that there's an education platform that you just plug into. It's a monthly fee. You just go in, you learn, it's about 2 hours total training, and then you have ongoing live support where you can literally pull out your phone and you can trade with the master traders, and then you also get trade alerts sent to your phone. So it's super simple. My mom is 63 and she's doing it and computer illiterate. So if she can do it, anybody can. But I think I'm most excited about this fun culture we're creating. We're called the Outlaws. We legally rob banks all day. So it's one of those things where come and join us, have fun, right? And so it's not all about numbers, it's not all about education, but it's about building a sense of community and just really helping people in many different ways.
And what would you say is like the number one misconception in regards to this day trading that you're doing?
Well, that you lose money. And so a lot of people go out and they try to learn things themselves and not ask for help, right? And I'm definitely one of those people that used to do that.
Like, I'll just figure it out.
And it'll take like 3 years instead of like 2 hours. But just not enough guidance and support, or just having the knowledge. The market's constantly changing, especially with things going on in the country, different currency things going on in the world, the banks, and so just really dialing in and having someone do that for you. And so you don't have to sit in front of your computer. There's this misconception that you're going to have all these computers in front of you and
can't leave your computer.
Can't leave the computer, but you just go on the app, you set it and go. And I love that I'm a female in this space. It's a huge male-dominated industry, and I'm going to take over.
Give it to me. Finance is a pretty male-dominated field, so I love that, and I'm all about the girl power. But I will say, I did some Googling before because I was like, I should probably like learn a little bit about this trading thing she's speaking of. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
It's completely overwhelming. I was reading it and I was like, what does any of this mean? I could never do this. Like, she must be so smart. So you really are giving people the tools to just plug and play, essentially, and be successful.
Plug and play, copy paste. It's that simple.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they want to learn more about how they can get involved, what's the best way?
Best way, you can find me on Instagram, Unique Cali Chick, or Facebook, Faith Anderson, San Diego.
Amazing. I love it. Well, Faith, stick with us. We're going to do a little beer tasting. I know that's not in your diet. You can look and smell it. But it's been really great getting to know you, and thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Stick with us. We'll be right back.